If sir, you sir, choose to choose sir with the Goo Goose choose sir, then do sir. Hey you, we've been a little quiet on the channel since about February, so I thought I'd do a channel update to tell you that the silence is over. As of this week, we will start releasing season 10 of Curator's Corner. In fact, the premiere is already set up now if you want to join in and chat with us about the wonderful world of planning a road trip by throwing away your phone and then just using Edo period woodblock prints by the artist Hiroshige and the dulcet tones of curator Alfred Haft. Every other episode of this season is equally wonderfully weird. We have an 18th century alarm clock that wakes you up using gunpowder. We're looking at some shark-proof armor that was made in Kiribati. We have recently acquired a coin that we think has the oldest writing in Britain on it. So we're using that as an excuse to take you through the wonderful world of Iron Age coins. We're going to try and solve the personal problems of British Museum staff using ancient Egyptian magic, and because so many of you requested it, we are going to make a video about the French underwear we found in a 4,000-year-old Sumerian city. Perhaps weirdest of all, Irving is doing another video on the Babylonian map of the world, because he's made some genuinely history-breaking discoveries, and this time he's done it using mathematics.
I never use mathematics or statistics or calculations or anything at all like that because I can't do it. So I just hope for the best.
Yeah, I know. It's a very different world. On top of that, we have a couple of new features for Curator's Corner. At the end of every episode, you will see this icon pop up. If you click on it, it will take you to our collection database, Collection Online, and you will be presented with all the objects featured in that specific video. The other thing we're doing is adding an update section to the description of every episode. Some episodes were made 10 years ago now, and our researchers and curators and scientists have continued to investigate the collection, and sometimes we find out new information we didn't know at the time of filming. It seems pointless to take the episodes down because these are usually minor details, but we'd like to keep those videos as accurate and as informative as possible. So feel free to look in the description just in case you think the dates might have changed slightly on an object. In entirely non-Curator's Corner news, we are also launching some new series ideas. We have one called Object Passport, where we make a passport for an object. It follows not the history of an object, but the history of the research into it, showing you how we end up saying something in the future that seems quite different from what we initially thought and the processes behind it. In episode 1, Sue Brunning is going to take you through the history of the Sutton Hoo garnets. And whilst they seemed incredibly British at the time of discovery, their nationality is a hell of a lot wider than that now. The other two series we're working on right now don't necessarily have titles yet. One is really interesting because most people associate the British Museum with things that have been made hundreds, sometimes thousands of years ago. But what they don't know is lots of people who work here are making things every single day. So we're going to take some of the incredibly talented makers in the museum and look at what they end up making. The subject for episode 1 is the lovely replication specialist, Mike Nielsen. He has a fantastic mustache and even more fantastic hands because this dude can make just about anything. And in this episode, he is trying and very successfully making a gladiatorial helmet from Roman Britain. The final series idea that I want to tell you about now is a little bit like Desert Island Discs, if I'm being honest. We are going to take staff from the British Museum who work very closely with the collection, but aren't curators. So we're thinking like photographers, collections managers, object handlers, that kind of thing. And asking them to pitch a display case they would like to see installed in the British Museum based on what they do with the collection every day. First episode is me talking to you about the British Museum during the Blitz and the Second World War more widely, because it is, to my mind, the most fascinating period in this museum's history. So that's it for the update. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. Some of them have inspired episodes that you will be seeing this year, and others are just lovely to read. You also asked some very interesting questions. If any of you have ideas for titles for those two series we don't know the titles for yet, please leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you at 4:30 UK time this Wednesday for the first episode of season 10 of Curator's Corner.